Hey, welcome back everybody. Bro Guy just here, back with another Bro Guy toy review, but today is just toy talk. Now, we're going to talk Marvel Legends. Now, the Marvel Legends team last week unveiled their new line coming out. Well, somewhat line. It's Gamerverse wave of, well, it's supposed to be Marvel vs. Capcom, even though they didn't want to say the name, which I find odd, but I have my theories on why. But let's just do a recap, and I'm going to help them out with finishing their words.
This year we had Cable here, right? And we said he was heavily inspired by one of my favorite games, right?
Marvel vs. Capcom 2!
Let's take them for a ride. That are heavily inspired by that arcade game that we both love.
Marvel vs. Capcom 2!
And she's paired off against a supersized baddie from the game of
Marvel vs. Capcom 2!
Inspired by the game that I love.
Marvel vs. Capcom 2!
But the game we're talking about,
Marvel vs. Capcom 2!
So anyone who grew up in the 90s that played video games knew fighting games were king. And one of the kings of fighting games was Capcom. Capcom did a huge variety of different fighting games, from Street Fighter, Darkstalkers, to a whole bunch of different ones, including a bunch of Marvel titles. They did Punisher, they did X-Men, they did X-Men versus Street Fighter, Marvel Heroes versus Street Fighter, Marvel versus Capcom 2, Marvel versus, well, the other Marvel versus Capcoms came later, but still, they did a surplus of different fighting games, different franchises, everything. Fighting games were king in the 90s. Now, the Marvel Legends team, they did their Marvel vs. Gamerverse wave, which it was only Marvel Heroes, which I found extremely odd because they could have, which they have done collaborations with Capcom in the past, but they could have done Capcom characters. Even if they didn't want to do Street Fighter, because there are two different companies doing Street Fighter now, Storm Collectibles and Jada Toys. But there's other lines, like Darkstalkers. Yes, Storm Collectibles is doing Darkstalkers, but they've only released 2 figures so far. And there's multiple other ones they could do other than Morgan, or his name escapes me right now, but the actual vampire of the series, which in Japanese, Darkstalker means vampire. I'm going to do a whole video on Darkstalkers later because I do have a figure to review, so look forward to that because I really want to talk about the lore of Darkstalkers. They could have done a whole bunch of different stuff because even in the other games past Marvel vs. Capcom, they had some great matchups. You could have had Morgan versus Doctor Strange and just a surplus of others. They would have been amazing 2-packs. And it's really not hard to get licensing from Capcom because they love to license out their characters, especially Felicia and Morgan and Lilith. But yeah, they love leasing those out because they're not going to make another Darkstalkers game. They say it doesn't sell, but they'll license out those characters like hotcakes. They could have done so much more with just a collaboration again with Capcom. But why wasn't there a collaboration? That's the question. It makes me think of one or two things why there wasn't a collaboration. First one could be maybe their last collaboration was a disaster when they did Power Rangers and Street Fighter crossover. I know that was based roughly on a comic. I really don't know much about it. I haven't watched Power Rangers since I was a kid, but something could have happened there. The other reason would be Hasbro's trying to get in the video game industry. And Capcom is a major competitor there. But Hasbro, Capcom doesn't see you as a competitor. They honestly probably don't even see you as anything. Capcom's one of the biggest companies in video games still to this day. They release incredible titles, especially this year. They released a title that basically shut down Japan. If you don't know, Monster Hunter. Monster Hunter basically shut down Japan when it launched. I am not playing. Look into it. It's crazy. But yeah, Capcom wouldn't see you as a threat at all. You would see Capcom as a major threat, but that is why I think Hasbro is treating Capcom like they're Voldemort right now. I firmly believe it. Now, these characters did look amazing. You had Wolverine, Silver Samurai, which I'm going to pass on this one. I already got them, so I really don't need an updated version of them. You had Venom and Captain America, which look really good. The one thing that really bugged me, besides not saying Capcom or Marvel vs. Capcom 2 in all this stream that they did, was saying the wrong name for one character that you made an action figure for.
This is Gargantos. So Gargantos is
Gargantos.
Beefy Gargantos.
His name is Sheogorath. I don't know what type of legal issues they're having there, but why make a character you can't even say the name for? That really doesn't make sense to me. Especially if you're trying to do it licensed. That's something third parties or rip-off companies do. So I'm not getting that. Now, the one character that I'm definitely wanting to get, Juggernaut, he's definitely going to replace my Marvel Select that I have, because I always thought that was the best out there. But this one looks absolutely amazing, and hopefully I can get this one. But since it's an Amazon exclusive, I don't have a doubt I'm going to get it. Unlike Psylocke, which that should be addressed, because there's no excuse for screwing up this bad. It was released 3 hours earlier than specified on the stream. I know Dan came out on his personal account to correct it, but that's on his personal account. Hasbro didn't, not to my knowledge, come out and try to correct the error that they did, which is a massive mistake. Now, I'm not blaming just Hasbro, because Target's to blame too. Both these companies, since they're involved, both of them are to be blamed. But that's ridiculous. And the only way they should be making it up is making the pre-orders available again. Because that's a major screw up. And apparently it's not the only one. Apparently they also did it with, I believe, the G.I. Joes. Now, Shartimus did comment on this, and Shartimus is one of Hasbro's biggest supporters. So if he's going out saying, hey, this is ridiculous, it's ridiculous. But so many different games that they could do, because I don't think they're doing this Gamerverse stuff, well, the Marvel vs. Capcom stuff, because it's popular right now, because there's a massive Marvel game that's even more popular that they could be doing figures for, which is Marvel Rivals. Marvel Rivals has an amazing amount of characters that they could actually do a line for. And you have 2-packs that you could be doing. The first 2-pack that comes to mind, Cloak and Dagger. Now, Cloak and Dagger, you don't even have to give Cloak legs. Make him the way he is. Just give him a stand. They would look great on a shelf. And then another 2-pack they could do, Magic. Because Magic has her demon form. And there's 2 different forms that they could do. Well, not two different options they could go with. They could go the base one, which would probably be the one that you should do, or you could do the retro. Both look great. And then, if they want to do a Build-A-Figure, you have Penny Parker with Spider. Release Penny Parker by herself, and Spider as a Build-A-Figure. They've done Spider before, but this Spider's different. I mean, hell, they could use the same old Spider, just put shoulder guns on them. You're good. Then you have other ones, like Squirrel Girl. We've only gotten Squirrel Girl once. Then you could do Storm, or you could do Rocker Storm, because the last time we got that was during the Apocalypse Build-A-Figure, and that one was extremely hard to get. Mostly Gladiator. You could do Hela. Hela, I don't think she's got a comic figure that Hasbro did. I think Toy Biz did one, but not Hasbro. You could do Punisher. Punisher's a great figure. He looks amazing in this style. You could do Mantis. Mantis looks really good. And this Scarlet Witch is probably one of the best models of Scarlet Witch I have seen. She looks amazing. But yeah, Marvel Rivals is blowing up. It is doing an amazing job. It's killed Overwatch. But I don't see this franchise slowing down. It's doing a great job. If you haven't played Marvel Rivals, it's a free-to-play game. Just try it just once. I mean, if you don't want to play against people, they do have it where you can play against bots. But I highly doubt Hasbro will do a team up with the Marvel Rivals team. Even though they did a Spider-Man 2 and they did a Spider-Man 1 and then they also did Marvel's Avengers. But they did all those team ups, but they're not doing others. More than likely because they're trying to get in video games and they see all these other companies as potential threats, because they are. But anyways, I'm hoping to eventually get that Psylocke. If not, I am going to make a custom Psylocke out of a extra cami I have. I saw someone do that. It looked absolutely amazing. So I might do that and I will probably do a video on that. So stay tuned for that if I do decide to do that. Anyways, that's the video. That's everything I wanted to get out, everything I had in my head. And I was so excited when Hasbro showed these figures. They look great, but the delivery that I've seen so far just ruined everything. Hopefully they can fix it. Hopefully they open that pre-order window again for Psylocke, because that was the only one I wanted. But again, guys, life is tough. Enjoy the little things.
Figures lined up on the shelf. Jesse's breaking boxes by himself. He ain't gentle, nah, he ain't nice. Ripping open dreams just to slice the price. Hey!